Shalom, bear with us.
Shalom. Yep, good. I think so. All right, delayed. Can you hear anything?
Shalom. Okay. All right. So first and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Testions to you sincere, hopefully, like I can push in the word in truth and in sincerity. All right, coming back with another lesson. So as you see from the title, Elam, Persia, Iran, all the same race. All right. A lot of people don't know. Even a lot of these political pundits and experts in war, you know, they understand that Iran goes back to the Persians. You know, they understand that, which Iran was named Iran in 1935. All right, so prior to 1935, it was still known as Persia. All right, but a lot of those people don't understand that before it was even considered Persia, it was considered Elam. All right, so it was the nation of Elam, all right, Elam, which they are Shemites. Right. Okay,
and that's if I may add, that's an ancient race. You know, like the brother said, they're Shemites, but they're an ancient. Even of the Shemites, that's an ancient race. Yeah. That lasted throughout the time. You know.
Yep. Yeah, they were one of the first. Actually, they were the first Shemites, the first children of Shem himself, of Sham. All right, not Semitic, not so. You have a lot of those Israelis that believe that the so-called Persians are anti-Semitic based upon their stance with the war. All right, you got Tehran, all right, the capital of Iran, shooting missiles on Tel Aviv and other parts of Israel. Those people getting blown up in Israel, those small hats, all right, those Amalekites would classify the Iranians as being anti-Semitic. Well, how can they be anti-Semitic when they were the very first son of Shem, which the small hats claim to be descendants of? Before y'all even was around, you had Elam that came from Shem well before y'all was even thought of. Right. Okay, but you know, that's a lot of history that people don't know, that don't know about. That's why the scriptures are so important. They tell you, you know, the lineage of everybody that's on the planet Earth. All right, as we brought out real quick, I want to read this, and then I'll let y'all brothers bring out your precepts. We read this at camp. All right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 16. It says, "There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit." All right, so there's no end of all the people. Now, you have Vocab Malone and other so-called theologians that want to claim that the Edomite race is done away with. Well, if that's the case, that makes the Heavenly Father a lie. All right, in which we know that it's impossible for the Heavenly Father to lie. Which, with that, without the shadow of a doubt, we know that the Edomites are still here on the planet Earth. And it just so happens that the Persians, aka Iranians, aka Elamites, is going to war against them right now. Right. All right, by way of, that's crazy, man. Yeah. You got them fighting a twofold Edomite, being the small hats, and then also Babylon the Great. Yep. Those are both two nations spearheaded by Edomites.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
The strongest of
the,
the
that's
Edomites
I just
at
about to
that.
say that.
The strongest of those are the strongest nations of Edomites that's on the planet right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You
And
know?
they're going to war against them.
Yeah.
Yeah, one's a Ashkenaz, and the or no, he's not. He's a Eastern European, J00, Milkowski. He's from Poland.
Polish.
And then you got Trump. He's Timan.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, you see the wisdom done left Timan.
Yeah,
Because that man's dumb as a box of rocks.
He's the smartest president ever.
You know, fight anybody who says different.
He's like never seen before. He never seen a president like this before. You know,
this is true.
I have the highest IQ. Right.
All right.
Hey, but that's a good point. There's no end to the nations, man. And all we've seen is Esau reclassify people, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the only reason why there's a confusion on the nations as it is right now is because Esau Edom reclassifies them. He calls them after a different name, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Let's start off with that Genesis.
The Genesis 10.
Yeah, 21.
Okay. This is Genesis.
We'll get Elon. I'm gonna get Elon.
Okay. This is Genesis chapter 10, starting at verse 21. It says, unto Shem, which the subheading here inside my sword says, Shem's descendants. Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the father of Japheth, the elder, even to him were children born.
Yeah, it says, unto Shem also, the father of all the children of, all right, the brother of Japheth, the elder, even to him were children born. All right, so we have Shem, and it's going into those that come from Shem.
Right.
All right, and it even said that Shem was the brother of Japheth.
Right.
Okay. Now, Japheth is where you get the Japhetic tribes or Japhetic nations, such as the Polynesians, all right, Samoans, the Tongans, the
Marshallese,
Filipinos,
right.
Marshallese.
Now
amongst all them, you got Jake scattered amongst all them.
Yeah.
Because with the Filipinos, a lot of them is niggas.
Yeah, you got
Latin tribes.
You got Moab mingled in there too. You get you know what I'm saying. The nations have been mingled and scattered throughout the centuries. You know, but with Moab being a dominant force over in that area, you know what I'm saying. Moab's all the way down in South America, man.
Yeah.
And up in Africa and shit. Moab's ass is everywhere, man. You know.
Yeah, I was thinking that because you got the Vietnamese, that's a heavy mix of Japheth and Moab.
Yep. But that whole region from like South, what would that be, like Southeastern Asia, going through the Pacific Islands and down to
like to Hawaii,
New Zealand, and
east to Hawaii.
Yeah.
If you
down
want
to like New Zealand and Australia and all of that type
and
of shit.
all
that in between. You know,
really from if you went west and you went to Hawaii, and everything from Hawaii down to fucking Southeast Asia, like you're saying, all that's all Japheth.
Japheth's all up in throughout there.
Australia, all that.
I was gonna say all the Australian, what do they call them over there?
Aboriginals.
Yep, all of that shit. And there's thousands upon thousands of islands, man. You know, that those people are that they inhabit, you know. But it mentioned that Shem was the father of the children of Eber, because Eber, and we went into this a little bit at camp, that Eber is where you get that term Hebrew from, all right? Anybody that actually comes from that line of Eber, all right, is classified as Hebrews, and there's multiple nations, not just, you know, the small hats who call themselves Hebrew, and not even just the Israelites, because we also, you know, classify ourselves as Hebrew. There's more, you know, the Edomites are Hebrews. The Chinese themselves being Moab is Hebrews, and the Japanese being Ammon is Hebrews, okay? But let me continue on with this. This is Genesis chapter 10, verse 22. It says, the children of Shem, Elam and Ashur, and Aphaxad, and Lud, and Aram.
Yep. So, Elam, all right, that was the first child of Shem. All right, so when you look Elam up in the Hebrew, it's from the H5867 Ayalam. and it says eternity. All right. Okay, let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much the point. All right. So go ahead, bro.
It says the children of Aram, Uz and Hul, and Gether and Mash, and Aphaxad begot Salah, and Salah begot Eber.
All right. So, Eber is where you get Hebrew from. All right. Ibar. Okay, that's where you get the word Hebrew from.
Right.
Okay. Which we come from that line, which is why we are known as Hebrew Edomite. Hebrew Israelites.
That's a slip of the
Satan.
tongue like a
You know what? You know what I had in mind when I was saying that? The fucking nigga, the nigga from IUIC that was saying American Israel. That shit was in my mind when I was thinking of like when I was saying it, I was like, this is the opposite of what that nigga was talking about.
Right,
and
right.
then Satan, oh man,
Satan hopped up in there.
yeah.
You know. We mentioned it at camp too that there's a history, there's a heritage that follows Eber.
Yeah.
All right, and that line that descended, you know, because it's going to break down Shem, but it gets down, you know, it starts to follow, you know, Eber's line. It starts following it all the way down to where we're getting closer to Abraham himself. All right, because that's the line that's truly important that's coming out of Shem. Even though Elam is mentioned, Elam's an important nation as there's still a nation to this very day.
Right.
You know, there's some of these names that's being named off where those men didn't become their own nation, or their people aren't recognized under the name of that forefather. They may be recognized underneath Elam, you know, versus them being recognized underneath, you know, what somebody like, you know, Lud. You don't hear about the Luddites, you know what I'm saying? But you do hear about Elamites within the scriptures, all throughout the scriptures. Even mentioned within Acts, when it mentions Pentecost, right? It mentions how there was men that was there from the land of Elam, man.
Parthians.
Yep.
The Parthians were Elam as well. You know, when you go into the history of the Persians, you had they're also the Parthians. All right, and what the brother just mentioned, the Parthians are mentioned in that. You know, the Pentecost. You know, but you can just that pretty much serves the point. Let's read 22 again. Yeah, 22 again.
Okay.
So like, can we read one down just real quick for just a point?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start back and then I'll read it.
Okay.
Okay. It says the children of Shem, Elam and Aphaxad and Lud and Aram. And the children of Aram, Uz, Hol, Gather, and Mash, and Aphaxad begot Salah, and Salah begot Eber, and unto Eber were born 2 sons. The name of the one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided, and his brother's name was Joktan.
Yeah, when you go to this word Peleg, it means division, and that's when the Lord really started breaking up all the nations. Was after those sons, it really started to go, you know, to spread and divide.
Yeah.
That's what is it?
Because you know the population of the earth was being increased.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
It's hard to have everybody on the same wavelength or into the same worshiping pretty much the same thing when it's you got the population increasing like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like here in Babylon the Great. It used to be a so-called Christian nation. You know, plantation Christianity ruled.
Right.
You know, now you got a damn Arab that brother sent out on WhatsApp talking about America is a Muslim country.
Damn.
There's nowhere you can go in the world to escape Islam or something like that. The only place you can go to escape Islam is hell.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like he just flat out saying that, you know, the Muslims run America. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what he was saying.
Right.
And so the point being with a large population of people, and on top of that, this population of people is a melting pot. That's why the scriptures refer to this place as a sea. You're gonna have heathens coming over here bringing their deities and gods.
Yep.
The same way, who was that? One of our that hid the idol when they left. Was it either Rebecca or Leah, Rachel? One of them. Either Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, or Rachel. One of them, when they was coming from where they're from, they hid an idol underneath their belongings. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Let me try to look for it.
Just real quick while you're looking that up. This is H63 89.
Rachel, Genesis 31.
Okay.
Read what you got.
H6389 is the Peleg, and it goes in. The word is division, son of Eber and brother of Joktan. Yep, that was the point. So yeah, just bringing that up.
That division happened because, like the brother was saying, there became a separation. 31 and 34. There became a the Lord started dividing the nations up, man. Dividing the people up, because you would have a portion of people that maybe they seek to do the right thing, and then another portion of people that was into making up their own stories and whatnot.
Yeah. Especially at that time, it was real heavy with that, because they had just got through the flood, and there was only the 8 sons and whoever they had up until this point.
Right. But they was multiplying, and they was multiplying like crazy though, man.
Oh yeah.
My grandma, my great grandmother, right, my mom's grandma, she's still alive until maybe I want to say maybe about 7 or 8 years ago. She was still alive. She was in her 90s.
Mm-hmm.
She had 11 children. From her 11 children, I think her grandchildren, she had well over 100 grandchildren.
Woo.
And then all of them having children. So the family was, it spread huge, man. And that's just from her, right? From her having her children, and her children's children, her children's children's children. To where when she died, she had, as far as people that can be considered grandchildren, when she died, my generation was having children.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So she had not only just great grandchildren, she had great great grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? That she knew, and the family is my mom's side of the family is all through her side, and it's huge, man.
Yep.
So just to show you how multiplication can happen,
quick that can happen.
how quickly that can happen, especially if the Lord's purposefully allowing that fruitfulness and that multiplying to happen.
All right, so this is I'm gonna read this in the NLT.
Are we good on Genesis 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Genesis 30 and 1. 31 and 30. In the NLT it says, and this is going into Laban. All right, it says, I can understand you feeling that you must go and your intense longing for your father's home, but why have you stolen my gods? I rushed away, and this is Jacob's reply. I rushed away because I was afraid, Jacob answered. I thought you would take your daughters from me by force, but as for your gods, see if you can find them, and let the person who has taken them die. And if you find anything else that belongs to you, identify it before all these relatives of yours, and I will give it back. But Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen the household idols. So, women, man, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. Laban went first into Jacob's tent to search there, and then into Leah's, and then the tents of the 2 servant wives, but he found nothing. Finally, he went into Rachel's tent, but Rachel had taken the household idols and hid them.
So she knew what the hell she did.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It wasn't like it was by accident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just so happened to be packing up, and she knew what the hell she did. Man.
Yeah, but it's like
Oh no, I would just say she wrapped them up.
Go ahead.
But Rachel had taken the household idols. You know what I'm saying? This is something that it's like a vase or something that is a fixture within the house when everybody comes visit, or you come home from work or school or whatever the case may be, the whole family knows that we got this vase on the table, and that shit just end up missing one day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like
So-
you know, and it's an idol, so you know they probably have like a shrine set up
Yeah.
for it. You know what I'm saying? There's a little special spot for it.
Yeah.
Candles get lit and
That
incense
shit
get
is
lit
gone.
to it. And then when Jacob leaves, this thing's missing
It's
now.
gone. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It says, but Rachel had taken the household idols and hid them in her camel saddle, and now she was sitting on them. When Laban had thoroughly searched her tent without finding them, he said to her, she said to her father, "Please, sir, forgive me if I don't get up for you. I'm having my monthly period."
Oh my
So
goodness.
Laban continued to search, but he could not find the household idols. All right, then then Jacob became very angry, and he challenged Laban. What's my crime? He demanded. What have I done wrong to make you chase after me as though I were a criminal? But that's pretty much the point. But hey, we're showing you women is wicked as hell, man.
That's just crazy.
You know, you lying to your father. You could potentially get your husband put to death.
Right.
All over some damn modern day would be Jesus Christ.
Right.
Some Jangus Crangus.
You know your husband ain't cool with that.
Right.
He find that in your possession, he about to be like, "What you doing?
Yeah, what the hell?
What the hell is you doing?"
What the hell?
That's why she hit it. You know, she didn't. It's not like she exposed it to Jacob. Hey, Jacob, look what I got. Right.
I still
She
got
knew,
idols.
she knew that he had a different God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She knew that Jacob worshipped somebody else, not whatever her father worshipped. She knew that. She was fully aware of that, man. That's why she hit it the way she hit it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, don't worry if I don't get up from this camel. You know what I'm saying? Man, I got my woman thing going on. I'm on the moon. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, yeah, I ain't gonna touch that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she know exactly where they at. She's seeing all the searching going on.
Mhm.
She's seeing how mad her dad is. You know what I'm saying? Her husband confused about all of it and whatnot. She's still just, you know, and she know how much Jacob love her too. You know what I'm saying?
Women, hey man, from women come wickedness, man.
Damn.
But
Yeah.
let's continue.
Let's get back into getting into Elam, right?
Yep.
What was your holding?
I can either grab it Daniel 7 to Ezekiel 30.
Yeah, grab the Daniel.
I got Jeremiah. I got a Daniel 2, and I
We'll grab Daniel, then Jeremiah, and then Ezekiel.
You want the Daniel 2 first, or the Daniel 7
7.
first?
Let's go with Daniel 7.
Okay, this is Daniel 7 and 5. And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side.
Right now, this beast that is going into the Medo-Persian Empire. All right, because before this beast ruled, you had the Babylonian Empire that ruled, which was the head of gold. All right, now this is the breast of silver,
Right.
you know, breast and arms or whatever of silver, being the Medo-Persian Empire. Now it said that it, what it said, it raised up on one side.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I said it raised up on one side is because it was a joint kingdom, being the Persians and the Medes that ruled. You had the Medes that ruled initially,
Mm-hmm.
which the Medes are the modern day Polynesians, all right, like the Etruscans, all right, the original inhabitants of Europe,
Original
the Greeks,
Yeah.
the Greeks up there in Greece, Cyprus,
Those Japhetic people we were speaking of.
yeah,
Shit, the original Romans.
yeah, there we go,
Or
yeah,
Medes themselves were Japhetic people.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
the Polynesians actually ruled in Europe. That's actually their land, you know. So you had the Medes that ruled, but they were the weaker of the joint empire, which the latter part of that empire ended up being the Persians that ruled.
Right.
All right, the modern day Iranians, you know, that's blowing up Tel Aviv. You know,
Smacking the fuck out of Tel Aviv.
yeah.
Hey, what's that? The bitch slapping, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that where they lick the back of their hand and smack the boy.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's they bitch slapping Tel Aviv right now, man.
Shit.
You know?
Hey, got the rabbi tripping out.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. That witchcraft ain't gonna work, nigga.
They call him the Hobbit rapper.
Oh, yeah.
That shit's crazy, man.
That was
He
a
was
demon,
tweaking
man.
out. Somebody check on
I was just about to look at that cover for it. Go ahead, bro.
Yep. And it raised itself up on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth.
Right, which those 3 ribs go into Egypt.
Hey,
Lydia.
Shalom, Zaquan, Monagan.
Hey,
Shalom. Those 3 ribs go into Lydia, Egypt, and what was the other one?
It was Lydia, it was Egypt, and it was Babylon.
And Babylon. Yep. Lydia, Egypt, and Babylon is the 3 ribs that were in the mouth of the second beast.
Those was the kingdoms that they overthrew.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, bro.
Ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it, and they said, "Thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh."
Yeah. Hey, when you look at the movie 300,
Right.
you had them Persians that was kicking ass, man.
Kick ass.
You know, they had a vast empire. Their empire was 127 provinces.
Yeah.
That's more provinces than we have in America today.
Right.
You know, so imagine what is it, 50 states, 50, 52, 50 something?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
52 and a couple.
Yeah, so add another 80 something provinces.
Right.
Damn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much double what America is and add a couple.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
All as individual, you know what I'm saying, individual states, man. Individual places, you know?
Yeah.
Not places that's like, oh no, me and them, we're the same. No, they're all underneath that Persian Empire, but they were all their own individual little joints, man. You know?
Yeah, you'd have to add another like 70 some provinces to equal how many provinces the ancient Persian Empire had. You know?
Fast.
Yeah. And they say Iran is like a bigger than a lot of European countries.
I was looking at a map the other day actually, and I was like, yeah, it's bigger than Italy. You know, it's bigger than the UK. It's bigger than majority of those European countries, man. Yeah, I was just looking at that. I want to say yesterday or the day before yesterday. I was just looking at a map, looking at Iran, man. It's got quite a bit of size to it, you know. And like we said, that's an ancient place, you know.
It's bigger than all them shits except for like Sweden and Finland,
Right.
And Norway. Let me look.
I'm gonna pull up the actual.
I'm Google.
Google. Oh, you're gonna just ask the question on Google. Gotcha.
Yeah, that thing's huge.
Let's get let's read what it says in Daniel 2 about the because you know the Babylonian kingdom was great, but it got overthrown by the Persians, but the Persians was considered inferior compared to the Babylonian Empire. You know, the morals wasn't the same. You know, the Babylonian Empire had its fair share of wickedness and whatnot, and underneath the Persians, we did get the opportunity to go back to Jerusalem and build, you know, underneath like Cyrus the Great, so on and so forth. Yeah. But that kingdom and that rulership was inferior compared to the rulership that that Babylon had. All right. Daniel 2 and
can I read this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
It says Iran is larger than several European nations, including the UK, Romania, Belarus, Greece, Bulgaria, Iceland, Hungary, Portugal, Austria, and many others. In fact, Iran is about 6.2 times larger than the average European country.
6.2 times larger, man. You know, it's a big country. That's not a little country. You know, that's got quite a bit of size.
Yeah, these are the countries that's all smaller than Iran. That's in the EU. That's in Europe. So the countries smaller than Iran in Europe is Ukraine, France, Spain, Sweden, Germany, Finland, Norway, Poland, Italy, United Kingdom, Romania, Belarus, Greece, Bulgaria, Iceland, Hungary, Portugal, Serbia, Austria, Czech Republic, Ireland, Lithuania, Latvia, Croatia, Bosnia, and Herzegovia. Slovakia.
You ain't never even heard of no Herzegovia.
Yeah.
Never.
So you know it's small. That's a tiny country, you know.
Slovakia, Estonia, Denmark, Netherlands, Switzerland, Moldova, Belgium, Albania, North Macedonia, Slovenia, Montenegro, Kosovo, Cyprus, Luxembourg, Andorra. I ain't never even heard of that.
Right.
Malta, Liechtenstein, San Marino, Monaco, Vatican City.
Damn.
That's hella.
Yeah,
it is.
All right, that's it.
Yeah. Where you want to start at?
Daniel chapter 2. The point is that verse 39.
39.
Yep. You can read well, the point's at 39.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, this is Daniel chapter 2, verse 39. And after thee shall arise another kingdom.
Start at verse 37.
Okay. This is Daniel.
Just for the point of it, because where
Get some context.
because where we're coming in is King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, or Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, and he wanted the interpretation of. He wanted his wise men to be able to tell him what the dream was and how it was interpreted, and nobody was able to do it other than Daniel, and they was all underneath the threat of death. Like, if y'all can't tell me what it was, you know what I'm saying? Because they was like, hey, well, tell us what you do. We can give you the interpretation. He's like, nah, you tell me what I dreamed and give me the interpretation. If you can't do it, I'm going to kill all of y'all. Dang. So all the wise men that was in Babylon, you know, which Daniel was included in that, along with Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, all right? They were all included into that of being under that threat of death, which Daniel was able to interpret the dream through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay? So this is Daniel in the midst of giving the interpretation of the dream. He already told Nebuchadnezzar what he saw which was that statue, you know, the head of gold, the chest of silver, the legs of brass, or the legs of brass, and then the feet of iron and iron and clay, right? I feel like I'm missing one. It was gold, silver, brass, iron, and then iron and clay. Okay. So go ahead, brother.
Okay. This is Daniel 2 and 36.
Maybe it's the thighs, right?
It's a head of gold.
Let's start at verse 31.
No, start at 37 because it's gonna get into it in verse 38, 39. It's gonna mention all those materials.
Okay.
No, you had it right. Belly and thighs of brass, legs of iron. This is Daniel 2 and 36. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Thou, O king, art the king of kings, and the power of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power and strength and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven hath he given into thine hand, and hath made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold.
So he ruled the known world at that time.
That's what I was about to say. It's setting a visual. It's giving you an understanding of how great each of these the empires are, being that they will be in rulership over everything. Okay, each of the ones that came up, they were the top dogs in their time. You know what I'm saying? Starting with Babylon, going into Medo-Persia, going into Greece, going into Rome, going into what we have right now, which is the revival of the Roman Empire being ran in spirit, NATO, in the EU. So it was given a that whole verse 37 and verse 38 is giving you give you an explanation of how much power these kingdoms would have, being that they would have rulership over the entire inhabited the known world, like the brother had said. Okay, go ahead.
Yep. verse 39, and after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth.
See, the head was of gold, but then the chest was of silver. So that's why I said it was inferior. Okay, and it went all the way down to the line to where you had something as worthless as clay and iron, a mixture of clay and iron, man. But you can't do nothing with clay and iron mixed together.
Yeah, each kingdom that ruled that came, what's the word I'm looking in succession, right? Each kingdom that ruled, might have got like a stronger military wise, but you know the material that represented that kingdom became inferior,
right?
Because gold is a superior metal in comparison to silver,
right?
You know, brass is inferior to silver, and then iron is that shit rusts. When it rusts, it's a wrap,
right?
And then you trying to fuse some clay onto some iron,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe we just put some clay right here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's not gonna work, dog.
Yeah, you gotta weld metal together to make that shit work.
Yeah.
You over here trying to
weld metal to fucking iron.
Yeah.
Right.
Just melting them.
I mean,
the clay.
Clay to iron.
Right. Yeah. It'll never. There's nothing you can do with the two of those, man.
They're not gonna bond.
They're not gonna bond at all. You can smear the clay onto the iron, but they will never become one.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
There will always be a separation, and you will always be able to tell what part is iron and what part is clay.
Yeah.
And the iron will always be harder than the clay, and the clay will always be softer than the iron.
No matter how
tampered you try to,
like,
you know.
Imagine y'all ever make them clay Christmas trees in elementary?
Yeah, you know, clay. Yeah, also
this clay, all kind of shit.
My mom used to make.
Yeah. Once that shit, when it dry, it get hard.
Yeah. We used to make little figurines, and then we'll put them in the oven.
Yeah.
To bake them a little bit, so that way they do solidify and hardened up. So that way, you know what I'm saying, they last much longer.
But throw that shit in the sky and let it hit the ground, it's gonna shatter.
Right.
You know.
Right. Take a nail, and then take that clay.
Yeah.
Whatever you made with the clay, make a clay nail, and then use a metal nail, and see which one of them is going. You know what I'm saying? Which one of them is going to stand whatever the pressure may be. You know.
That's why you see pretty much NATO breaking up now.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. The EU, NATO. You had Brexit back in 2017, which was the UK pulling out of the EU.
Yep.
You know. And when you look at shit, you got Spain talking about all them European countries is like, no, we're not backing America with. We're not going to allow America to use our country to wage war on Iran, because that's going to mean that Iran is going to retaliate on that soil.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that in itself is showing that the iron and the clay ain't meshing together, which you know, certain of those European countries in the EU, some of them are financially strong and some are financially weak. Like Greece, back when we first came in, they was doing runs on the bank, they was doing rioting and all that because their finance was just jacked up, and they were the first of the Edomites to rule.
Yep. So
the Most High dealing with them first, as far as, you know, financially, in you know, later on down the line, you got a whole bunch of Edomite countries doing financially bad.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But that iron in that clay is not gonna stand the test of time.
Hey, that analogy an analogy for them saying to America, no, you can't use our military bases, will be, you know, your cousin telling you that they ain't gonna allow you to take their car, you and your hoodlum friend take your car to drive by on your ops.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
As it will, all that heat's going. They know that the heat's going to return back onto you, and you ain't have you ain't trying to be involved with none of that shit, man.
Shit, and they know you doing it on some bullshit.
Right. They know it's your hoodlum friend that's really trying to do that shit. It's like, no, they have to go. Y'all handle that shit on your own. You know what I'm saying?
Them niggas ain't old enough, so they want you to rent the car for them.
Yeah, right.
But then it's gonna come back.
It's all back on your credit card.
Like,
It's
no,
on, you know what I'm
nigga.
saying?
Right.
Your name's on it. They gonna come knocking on your door for you.
And
You
shit,
know?
I'd have your back if it was on some, on some up and up. But
Right.
you doing some bullshit.
Yeah,
Hell no, you can't use my
some
car.
straight up
nigga.
bullshit. It ain't like they did something onto you.
Exactly.
You trying to initiate everything.
It ain't like they killed my mom back
Right,
there.
right.
You doing it because they got
you trying to go and kill their mama.
Yeah.
They ain't did shit to you.
because they took your girl and
Right.
shit.
Because they because you sold them a bike.
Yeah.
You know, and now they want it back, or you want it back.
You sold them some fentanyl. They homie OD'd on some fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to get your ass.
Mm.
Hey, if I can't get you, I'm gonna get him because you're closer to you.
Oh shit! Oh yeah! That's a fucked up shit, man. That's a fucked up mindset, man. What was that song called?
Complex problem.
Complex problem, man.
Oh
I
damn.
got a complex problem. Yeah, that's some fucked up shit, man. Hey, I got a scripture real quick before we get back into that Daniel. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 14 verse 17. It says, "For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein." You know, to go along with it saying that the next kingdom was going to be inferior. Well, the world's weaker through age, and then with each time it's gotten weaker, it's gotten a lot more evil, man. You know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, buddy.
I think that was it on.
Well, keep going so that
Yeah,
way we can get
so
the breakdown of the you know what I'm
wanted to
saying.
Rome as well.
Well, we wanted to
Because that plays into today.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You can keep going through verse 45.
3?
You can go through
45.
verse 45.
Okay. Let's see. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
Yeah, so so like what verse you read?
Verse
That was
40.
Okay. Yep. Verse 40. All right, so that fourth kingdom being that are ruled with iron is going into the Roman Empire.
Right.
They actually brought about the Iron Age. You know, weapons was made of iron. Iron was like the thing to that's a dense metal.
Right.
Hey, shit, we be dealing with that at work, man. That shit. Hey, man, trying to pierce through a dense metal, that shit is not easy.
Right.
You know, even with like a flame, like just heat, condensed heat. That's just
upper temperatures and whatnot.
yeah. It's still that shit still is hard to penetrate through like a thick ass metal.
Yeah.
You know. Go ahead.
Verse 41. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay.
Yeah, and that's going into the revived Roman Empire. Okay, that revived Roman Empire is what you see today, being that part of toes of potter's clay and part of iron. You know, like we was going into, certain members of NATO and EU are strong militarily, but might be weak financially, and vice versa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is what we see currently as far as Esau's power structure on Earth today.
And also it mentions how they won't be mixed together. You know what I'm saying? All these countries hold their own individual sovereignty to where they don't come under they come under a banner, but that banner is very loose. They don't abandon their own banner to come under that banner. You know what I'm saying? They come under that alliance, but the alliance is You know, it's also on some Julius Caesar type shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Where this nation can stab this nation in the back at any moment. You know, such as what America's doing to all of them right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which a lot of those countries they really want to default to Russia. You know what I'm saying? And they need that energy from Russia, especially with the strait being closed.
You had Vladimir Putin that just mentioned that he might start he might start withholding energy from European nations.
Damn.
You know?
Well, that would really put them in a crunch, man.
Yeah, because
especially with them not being able to get it from the Gulfs.
Yeah, from the Gulf states. Yeah.
You know, that would put a major crunch on these Edomite societies, man. You know, hey, I hope they do that, man. I hope they do that. You know.
Oh, go ahead, Swap.
Yep.
Wait, that joint overheat or something?
No. I had unplugged it. I forgot to plug it in.
Okay.
Verse 40, Daniel 2 and 42. And as the toes of the feet were part iron and part clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken.
Keep going.
And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
Hey, and you notice that a lot of these countries too have very diverse populations. You know what I'm saying? Where it's not just like the Edomites are in control of those countries, but the population themselves have, you know, pretty much every nation under the sun mixed within them.
Shit, like Germany, man. Germany, you got Arabs that took over Germany. You got Africans that took over Germany.
Yeah.
You know, and you got the Germans, the Edomites that's complaining about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Trump was complaining about that and made mention of it in his national security strategy.
Oh, yeah.
You know that these European countries need to re-European
become white again.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, they need to make themselves great again.
Make yourself
you
white
know,
again, motherfucker.
He was saying that they was they're getting too diverse, which Europe was having a big problem a couple of years ago. The major issue was all the open borders that was throughout Europe, and that was a big portion of Britain's exit from them. Was that they was tired of having all these open borders to where anybody can just come in, you know, all these different, because you had a lot of refugees from Syria, going from Libya, going from all these places that the U.S. was tearing up in northern Africa, you know, places that's being disabled in the Middle East, all of them going into Europe, man.
Yep.
You know, so they was trying to, I remember that was a big deal. They needed to get control over their borders and so on and so forth, man.
All the refugees.
Right. Because they're criminals. Right. Because they got melanin, they're criminals. You know. Go ahead.
Verse 44. And in the day of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to another people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
Yeah, that's going into the kingdom of heaven, which is, we're on the cusp of that coming to pass.
Right.
You know, the Heavenly Father establishing Jerusalem as a praise in the earth, in which that kingdom, you know, led by Yahushua, is a kingdom for the Israelites. All right, you're not going to have, our eon end, and then, you know, another heathen, now it's your turn to rule, and,
Right.
you know, and you be the standard in the earth. That's not going to happen.
Right.
All right, the kingdom of heaven, when that is established, that's a kingdom for the Israelites. All right, which will never be left for another nation to pretty much take over and control.
You won't have another Herod situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where these heathen are able to rise and take control over our land.
But marry, they're gonna marry into the royal line first.
Right. Marry
You know what I'm
in.
saying?
Hey, what's the Osage? What's the King
King
Hill?
Hill.
They ain't gonna be able to, they ain't gonna be able to Henry Hill themselves into our kingdom.
Yeah, you can't $5 Indian this shit.
Right.
Pisses me off.
It gets the blood going.
Yeah.
You know? Go ahead.
and it said, in these days of these kings, dealing with the modern day kings of the earth right now, because it was talking about Rome. And then when you go into the toes, it breaks down all the the ones that were strong and the ones that were weak. But hey, who's ruling right now? The same bloodline of people, right? The Edomites, man, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and all them top banking families and shit.
The Most High gave Esau plenty of time to do good on the earth, and he used all his time to do nothing but forward wickedness.
Did you read verse 45?
Not yet.
Not yet. He used all his time to forward nothing but wickedness, man.
Right.
So when he gets taken out of power, he gonna cry. But it's like, bro, you had plenty. You had time as the Greeks. You had time as the Romans. The Romans got extended. You had time under that, and all you did was forward wickedness, man. To where you created weapons that can cause mass destruction upon the earth. Not to mention you taking every step possible to poison the earth. Drinking water is poison, bro. Come on, man.
Come on, man. The good drinking water is poison. Like what?
Go ahead, brother.
Daniel 2:45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it brake in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great power hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure.
Yeah, that stone is going into Yahushua, man.
Right.
All right, when Yahushua returns, he's returning on a fathership. A ginormous chariot, so-called UFO, that's going to be so massive, the untrained eye or the untrained mind, so to say, is will think that it's a mountain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just in the sky, like what the
Bugging
out,
Yeah, like Ezra, you looking for a mountain, like that mountain's still there.
Because
that mountain's still there.
Because of the size of it, it's past the horizon. So it looks as if it's sticking up from the earth because of how big and massive it is. Everybody that's on the planet can see the moon. Everybody on the planet can see the moon. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of where you at on earth, there's a time of the day where, if the skies are clear, there's a time where you're going to be able to see the moon so long as the moon's out, right? So long as it's not the new moon, right? You can see the moon. So, when Yahushua's chariot comes, the reason it's likened to a mountain is because it seems as if it's coming out the ground of how big it is, man. Because when you look towards the horizon, it's stretching past the horizon. So if you can see the edge of it, you know what I'm saying, up, it just looks like it's sticking out of the ground,
right?
Because of how massive it is, man. You know?
Yep.
Go ahead, bro. Oh, that was the point right there,
that's
huh?
it.
On verse 45.
So real quick, I want to read a little bit of this. This is from Deep Seek, and I just typed in Iranian history breakdown. So it says Iran's history is one of the world's longest and most continuous, spanning over 2 millennia. It is a story of powerful empires, foreign conquests.
A millennia is what? How many years is that? 1,000?
It's 1,000.
1,000 years?
Yeah. It says cultural resurgence and religious transformation. Here's a breakdown of its major historical periods. So it says the ancient empires, 3200 BCE through 651 CE. Now that's 32,000 years.
BCE?
I mean, excuse me, 3,200 or 3,200 years
BCE.
before the Lord was on the scene, and then 651 years after the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
So damn near 4,000 years, right? 3,200, and then 600.
Yeah.
So that's 338. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
damn near 4,000 years, man.
Right.
You know?
It says this long era saw the rise of the first great Persian empires, which set the template for Iranian kingship, administration, and culture. Now this is a bullet point right here. It says Elam. All right.
Ooh.
So before these Persians was even, before they even was being called Persians, they ruled being known as Elam. Okay. It says Elam, 3200. So the start of their rulership, the Persians,
Yeah.
through 539 BCE. It says before the arrival of the Persians, the Elamite civilization in southwestern Iran was a pioneer of urbanism and writing, with city-states like Susa. You know, and it goes into a whole list of history, but that's an important point right there, showing you that one, we read in the scriptures that Elam, is the Persians today is known as Elam.
Right.
All right, and we went into where Elam came from, being a Shemite.
Right.
And then also here in Deep Sea, they go into the history of the Persians and let you know that they started off being known as Elamites. Okay?
Yeah.
So, to add, Elam is also, by way of the Iranians or Persians, is in end time prophecy, which is what we see playing out right now.
Right.
All right, the Iranians going up against Babylon the Great and Amalek, which are both Edomites.
Bro, you know how many wars that they as a people have been through? In damn near 4,000 years? You know how many wars that they would have gone through? And for them to still maintain themselves. Look, we as Israelites, we lost ourselves. You know what I'm saying? The Lord removed things from us, going through different wars and captivities. But Elam has been able to keep themselves, to where they know a good portion of their culture and history spanning back, and even with that, they've been able to stay within that landmass, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's not going to be a country that's just easily overthrown, just easily tossed to the side by, some upstarts, man. Because in that span of time, America and the state of Israel is some extreme upstarts,
That's why you got, Esau wants to, reclassify everybody.
Right.
Just like with Syria. Syria was one of the last nations, one of the last biblical nations, as what it was classified in the Bible. Today, you can still look on the map and see Syria.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Being north of Lebanon.
Right. Because Damascus is mentioned.
Damascus, yeah.
You know?
And so Persia, the same thing. Very recently, as of 1935, we mentioned that earlier, was Persia renamed Iran. And it was Esau's idea to do that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Esau's a devil, man. He gonna remove landmarks, try to name cities and everything after himself.
Right. They'll just start calling the people something, and then eventually it sticks.
Yeah.
Just like North Americans being called Indians.
Yeah.
When they're not from India whatsoever, right? But they were called Indians. It's that same thing. Eventually, it just sticks. They keep on writing it within their books and whatnot. It sticks. Right. Now, whether the people of Iran actually came together, was like, yo, we're gonna go by this Iranian thing or not. You know what I'm saying? That it is what it is. But Esau, that's one of Esau's things. Hey, the scriptures tell you that he seeks to change times and seasons.
Yeah.
Right. And this is Esau's world, man. And Esau's world is crumbling right before our very eyes. And the Iranians, the Persians, they have a part in that, man. They have a part. They have a role to play. Because eventually, all the armies is about to get drawn over there into that region, man. Eventually, all the armies. So it's got to start somewhere. It's got to begin. There's got to be a beginning, a starting point, somewhere. To start drawing those nations in. So, hey, we're excited about this. And even if it, even if right now is not the time that everything really goes into full swing, this is starting something. You know what I'm saying? The ball is rolling. There's got to be some momentum somewhere for that ball to start rolling, because they ain't about to forget. Elam ain't about to just roll over and forget, man. You know, even if Trump backs out, you know, Taco's out, right? That's what we was talking about earlier. Trump always chickens out. Even if he chickens out, man, you know that's not going to stop Elam from being roused up to have that war in their heart, man. All right.
The Lord has a specific judgment for every nation. You know, that we'll get into later. But like, think about it. He created all these nations. Why wouldn't he have a way that he want to take them down? You know, he's the one that built them up. You know, he's also the one that's going to tear them down. So, you know, why wouldn't you have a specific way for each different nation you want to tear their ass up? And Elam, we just getting into how Elam's ass going to be get his ass fucked up, and hopefully we're seeing the beginning stages of that.
Right. And he's gonna help deal with Esau's ass too.
Exactly.
You know. So you got it.
So this is from Elam Online, and this is the second paragraph. This is when you look up the word Iran, right, or Iran. It says in English, it began to be used in 1760s by Orientalists and linguists, right? So this is when this word Iran started being used in the 1760s by Orientalists and linguists. Alexander Dow, William Jones. All right, by two fucking Edomites. So two Edomites start referring to Persia as Iran. You know what I'm saying? Just
right.
That, man. What the hell?
We're gonna start calling you.
It says in historical context, and usually with a footnote identifying it with modern Persia. As recently as 1903, Century Dictionary defined it as the ancient name of the region lying between Kurdistan and India. In 1935, the government of Reza Shah Pahlavi requested governments with which it had diplomatic relations to call his country Iran after the indigenous name rather than the Greek-derived Persia. All right, so there you have it, man. It's always Esau's influence, you know.
Yep.
So, what we have?
Oh shit! Trump just threatened Iran with complete death, fire, and fury, complete destruction. So all that talk of
No
today
wars.
about backing out was because the stock market was fucking up, and so he calmed it down, and everything went back together. But the stock market's closed right now, so this nigga can talk his shit, man. He's a slick ass devil.
Yeah.
Susa. I was looking at this. It was saying that Susa was a capital city. That was a capital city in the land of people. So they was called Susians. You know, by the Greeks, they were called Susians. I was just looking at
Persian region, man.
Yeah, I was just looking at that in you know, that was war on war on
Yeah,
war
look,
in there.
you got the Syria, you
Right,
got Babylonia, Sumer,
right.
Elam,
Ur.
Medes.
Ur's in there. You got it speaks about the Parthians. We was talking about the Parthians and
Right,
whatnot
right.
earlier. I'm gonna put this I'm gonna show the camera this map. I got a little map going on right here. Continue talking to brothers.
Oh, what do you got,
Hopefully this ain't mirror screen backwards.
Oh yeah, I was just going into that how that was all about the stock market. You didn't want to stop no war. It was, you know, because that'll let you steam out here and he want to taco out of this. Like damn man. But to know that it was just him talking this, doing his little thing, doing his little left hand magic. Oh, we gotta save the stock market so I don't look bad on the stock market. Oh, we gotta continue this war so they're not all up on the Epstein. Like nigga, just give it up, dog. You're fucked.
They're gonna go out with a blaze.
Well,
yeah, man.
The thing is, they're not doing hot, man. They thought they was gonna be able to just boss up on Elam, man. They thought they was just gonna. They thought they was gonna be able to do some do what they're used to doing to countries that they deem as weaker countries, right? And like they did last time. Last time there was a very light retaliation. you know. But this time, nah, they came to play. They said, y'all want it, then like, we gonna give it to you, man. And they are showing that the all that big talk about American being able to stop any incoming missiles and whatnot, all that was fluff, man. The defense that they was boasting about was fluff, and that it's easily overcame because a lot of those missiles are getting through. And when you look at, I've seen video on top of video speaking about those missile defense systems, man. Mm-hmm. You know, it's multi-layered on those missile defense systems. So if a single missile gets through, that's damn near a fucking a miracle, man. They'll make it seem like that's a lucky shot. Well, there's a lot of missiles that's actually making it through, man, and actually touching down.
They're saying that with these missile defense systems, you know, there's multiple, like two with the Patriot missile system. I believe it's two missiles that get shot to try to intercept one missile that's coming from Iran. Right. Now, Iran got missiles that can have multiple 30 warheads, you know, so out of those 30 warheads, 19 will make it through. Right. But that's just one missile though. So you got one missile that's coming from Iran that's going to break up into 30 missiles initially, all right, warheads. Now you only got two actual missiles from the Babylon the Great side of the war or Israel side of the war that's expected to take out 30 of them damn warheads. Right. Nah. And even if they were successful, how many missiles did you guys have to use to accomplish that feat? Right. You know. Not to mention the you know the munitions that they're using within those THAAD systems, the David Sling system, the Iron Dome system. Those things cost $1 million for them to make a single one of them, man. Yeah. So you firing off, the Iran sending off one missile, you guys are firing off two to get it, or three to get it. That's $2 or $3 million right there. Yeah, it costs them $30,000 to build this, or a drone. Right, a $50,000 drone. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And you what you're shooting at, it costs $1 million, man. They said it's costing $1 billion a day. A day. And then you got some individuals talking about, oh, we're gonna make a buttload of money. There's a senator talking about how America's gonna make a buttload of money. Lindsey Graham? I think it was Lindsey Graham. Yeah. We're gonna make a whole bunch of money off of this. You know what I'm saying? When it's like, you guys are spending a lot of money on this. Yeah. Was that how do you think you? RT? He's talking about the money he's talking about them making is that oil money. Well, that, but also the reconstruction of that area. Yeah. Taking building back up that infrastructure by having it private companies get the contracts to go and rebuild that area in the image of Babylon the Great. Right. What they did with Iraq.
I was gonna say Baby Bush 2.0.
Yeah. First thing they're gonna do is put a KFC there in a Burger King. In a McDonald's. Yeah. And set up one of their homies that has an oil company to go over there and get rich. Yeah. Right. Yep. Right. Like Dick Cheney's bitch ass. Right. Yep. All right. What we got? U.S. intercepts encrypted communications today. So they started to try to hack America. It sounds like. Lord willing. Hey, hack Experian. Hack Experian. Hack TransUnion. All of that. You know what I'm saying? Hack the IRS so that way nobody get a fucking income check. Yeah. Hack the income tax. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that way they don't got to file that shit. Let's grab that Jeremiah 49. Starting at 34? Yep, 34. Right, prophecy against Elam. Jeremiah 49 and 34. The word of Yahweh, the word of the Lord Yahweh that came to Jeremiah the prophet against Elam in the beginning of the reign of Zedekiah king of Judah, saying, Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, Behold, I will break the bow of Elam, the chief of their might,
And upon Elam,
Hey, because think about it, when it comes to not Esau, excuse me, Elam, the chief of Elam is the Persians.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Way more than Pakistan or India.
Yep.
That's the that's the noteworthy. You know, like the brother said, the chief of them. That's the noteworthy people of Elam. You know.
Right. And the thing is, people don't even know that they're Elamites.
Right.
You got a lot of people don't even know that the so-called Iranians or Persians are actually so-called Indians.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, they can't. Most Americans can't tell the difference between Ishmael and
Elam.
Elam.
Yeah.
Right. Well, most Americans can't tell the difference between Judah and Ham.
No. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Yeah. Most Americans can't tell the difference between Amalek and fucking every other Edomite.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though they all look alike.
Yeah.
But they all look alike though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
they
all
try to
look-
separate them.
But yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Like,
Hey,
no, they're not like us. Like,
Hey, true
they
story.
come from the same country as you, nigga.
True story. Today, somebody was walking around the shop. I thought it was this other bug out. It was a completely different person. It was a completely different dude.
Oh,
I thought
shit.
it was one of the new dudes, but this guy was somebody that just, you know what I'm saying? It was a completely different guy.
Oh,
Just
shit.
spawned up out of nowhere.
You know what I'm saying? The whole time I thought it was the other guy. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because all you Edomites look
Look
alike. Go ahead, though.
Verse 35. This saith Yahweh of hosts, behold, I will break the bow of Elam and the chief of their might, and upon Elam I will bring the four winds from the four quarters of heaven, and will scatter them toward all those winds, and there shall be no nation whither the outcasts of Elam shall not come.
Yeah, so
Welcome,
you know, you had the Elam that got taken down in the form of the Persian Empire by way of Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and fast forward, when you look at the landscape of the world today, you got Elam everywhere. You got Elam in South Africa, you got Elam in South America, you got them in the West Indies. A lot of them in Trinidad, you got a lot of East Indians in Trinidad. You know, a lot of them Trinidadians, their accent, a lot of that comes from Elam's influence.
Mm-hmm.
They got that like kind of, it's like a little twang to their accent. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's not that Irish sounding that you get from Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
But with Elam, but with Trinidad, you got that kind of Elamite kind of sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a high pitched. You know what I'm saying? But you got Elam's influence everywhere, man. You know?
Hey, the reason them rosters even wear dreads is because Elam gave it to him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's like, you know, we borrowed this from you, we giving it back. Nah, nigga, that was your shit. We don't want it back. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Hey, I called Comcast like 2 weeks ago, and that shit was over there in Elam.
Hey, buddy.
It was an Elamite chick that was talking on the phone
Buddy.
with that thick accent. It's like I know you over there. It was loud in the background and shit because it's a call center. You can just hear other people on the phone and shit. I was like, I know your ass is overseas in Elam.
Thank you for
know what I'm
coming to
saying?
Delhi.
Yeah. And let me thank you for calling Comcast. My name is Kutukatuk. That's not what her name was, but you know what I'm saying? It sounded some shit like that. You know, my name is Reha. How can I help you? What can I do for you today? Thank you for calling. You know what I'm saying?
Sugar from Johnny.
That shit,
Is
right?
that nigga, never, that, he's an Elamite, right?
No, he Arab.
Is he an
He's
Arab?
Arab.
He sound like a motherfucking Elamite.
Nah,
Never.
That's an Arab.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Sure.
Oh, retarded.
This saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Verse 36, excuse me. And upon Elam, 37. And I will cause Elam to be dismayed.
It was Lindsey Graham, by the way.
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah.
Lindsey Graham. Yep. Go ahead, bro.
For I will cause Elam to be dismayed before their enemies, and before them that seek their life, and I will bring evil upon them, even my fierce anger, saith Yahweh, and I will send the sword after them till I have consumed them.
So even though we applaud the job that the Iranians is doing with attacking America or American forces in the Middle East,
Standing up against the bully.
yeah, standing up against the bully, it ain't gonna end up well for them.
Right.
Just the same way it's not gonna end up well for Russia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But hey,
that
get out there and get to work.
That doesn't stop us from rooting for you. Though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know.
Cause you brave enough to sock the bullet.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
You Craig right now.
Yeah.
So you getting bigged up
Hey,
all throughout the
The
neighborhood.
whole hood was standing up for Craig. Get him, Craig.
Hey,
Yeah.
once Elam get dropped, cause Elam gonna get hit with clip with an overhand with a Brian Garcia left hook.
Ooh,
Damn.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? To where, and that might be a nuke.
Right.
To where now the big homie, the Russian, gotta
My
step
white
in.
homies.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, gotta step the White Walker. You gotta call the White Walker
Yeah.
to step in and do something.
Yeah.
Right.
Calm
You know?
down for that cold ass north wall.
Yeah.
Man, goddamn.
Verse
The
38.
Knights, you gotta get in the Knights Watch.
The Knights
Watch. And I will set my throne in Elam, and I will destroy from thence the king and the princes, saith Yahweh. If I may say real quick, you know, when the Lord gave us Israel, He gave us from the Nile to the Euphrates. That's our land. Elam got to get the fuck out of there. Verse 39. But it shall come to pass in the latter days that I will bring again the captivity of Elam, saith Yahweh.
So Elam got their own. They got a judgment that's coming for them, man. You know, we root for them on this side because you know they like the brother said, they standing up against Babylon the Great, which is holding us captive. You know what I'm saying? So of course we root for them, but it's not in the sense that we actually put our trust in them. Like that's gonna be our deliverance.
Right.
Elam's about to stand up to America, and that's what's gonna free us from the grip of Esau, Edom.
Right.
Now we rely on Yahweh Shem Shai, man. You know, because Elam, even if Elam is able to give the United States and you know what I'm saying the broken toes of iron and clay, give them a black eye, that you know that's not the end all be all, man. They still gonna have to bow down when our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai returns, man.
Right.
You know, because we look for that new heaven and that new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Can you send
know?
that map that you?
Yeah, I got you. That was on it was off of Wikipedia. But I'll send you the link.
All right, and then lastly, let's grab that Ezekiel. All right, so just going into some prophecy of Elam, they doing a good work in the earth right now.
Was it Ezekiel?
You know,
Okay.
the same way they did a good work for us through the Spirit during the time of Mordecai and Esther. You know, you had Amalek, all right, in the form of Haman, all right, that was trying to pretty much get all Israel destroyed, and that his plan backfired. Okay, and that was under the Persians being in rulership. You know, so yeah, the Elam, by way of the Persians, they under Cyrus they looked out for the Israelites,
Right.
but it was the Heavenly Father that put the Spirit on Cyrus to pretty much let us go back to our land and build up and whatnot.
Yep.
And even a brother had posted something earlier going into it was some black liberation something. I think it was back in the days, but you had the Iranians that were supporting that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and then if it's true, they said that they captured some Delta forces, a squad that went down in Iran and fucking playing foil. They captured them. Now, if that's actually true,
Right.
I was wondering. I was like, man, I wonder if there's any niggas amongst them soldiers. If so, would he get a different type of treatment compared to them Edomites?
Right.
I was thinking that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's
But
a good thought project right there, man.
Yeah, I want to look into that.
Because they very well could treat them a little different, man.
Yeah, like and what came to mind too was in Vietnam, how them
Yeah,
boots
yeah,
is like,
yeah.
go home, black man.
Yeah, black
So,
man, go
brother,
home.
It's not
Right.
your.
so
Right,
brother,
this
that's
is your
not your
fight.
fight, so
Right.
brother.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Hey,
Yeah.
which, and you know what I'm saying? That video was circulating of the woman.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah.
what she was like an Arab woman. or
Daughter
something.
of Jethro.
She called herself the daughter of Jethro, but she was keeping it. She was keeping it 100, man.
Yeah.
Letting it be known that
She was like, it was just told to me that you guys don't know who you are.
Right.
We need you back here. We need you.
Y'all need to come back to this land.
Yeah,
This
this
land
is your
belongs
land.
to y'all.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because she understood that with the Israelites truly in their right spot, that means that the Lord is going to be dealing with us, which means the whole earth is going to be blessed, man.
And imagine the because what we know about the Middle East, and that being a region that's just always at war, we know that from television and newspapers and social media and shit like that. Imagine people that's actually over there, them Palestinians. Imagine we see the genocide that took place, but even before then, them niggas was getting picked off by the Israeli military.
Mm-hmm.
Racism on a whole nother level.
Just killed.
Just getting killed. You know what I'm saying? And that was like a fucking open air war zone for since Esau got there.
Yeah.
So just imagine that just living amongst that, you know, like the Jim Crow era, fresh out of slavery, the type of targeting that niggas was subject to. Imagine going through that on a whole nother level by some small hats.
That's
in the Holy Land.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then because of them being in the land, that whole region is just fucked up and always beefing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So old girl doing that video saying that, it's like, okay, you can see why her knowing who the real Israelites are, you can see why she wants niggas to get back in their right mind and come back to the land of Israel, because it's got to be better than this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. What she doesn't understand though is it's not on us to just book a flight and get over there.
Right.
That doesn't change a damn thing, man. That just puts us in harm's way. You know what I'm saying? We need the Lord.
Stuck in Dubai.
We crying in the lobby and shit, man. You know,
talking all
scared.
that shit.
Hey,
Marquette's
you
big ass.
could tell in their eyes that they scared.
That nigga
bro.
Marquette. He was talking all that shit about the Israelites. Now your ass over there. I think we need to President Trump Barron needs to be in this war. Man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga.
Shut up.
Barron ain't doing shit.
Barron got bone spurs, nigga.
Yeah.
Bone spurs. And he's autistic, so that ain't gonna happen, nigga.
And that nigga dumb.
He do
He jabbed up.
PG-13. He do PG-13.
He jars of
jars of mayonnaise and peanut butter.
Yeah. That nigga thrown off. That nigga he waiting to hit his Elam this.
Right.
He already lightweight be doing that
Hey.
shit.
Just in the middle of talking and shit.
Yeah.
Got that goldfish brain type shit
Yeah,
going on.
that nigga got demons just
Hey,
festering. in
we
his
gotta
mind.
rely on the Lord to set us back up, man. Without the power of Yahweh Shem Shai, we have nothing going for us, man. Without the power of Yahweh Shem Shai, the Edomites are over us, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's not on us just to start hopping on flights and going over there. We gotta wait for the Lord to come and return us back to our land. Okay? For any power to take effect, man. Okay?
Before I get back in that,
Yep.
Ezekiel, can I read this?
Yep, go ahead, buddy.
This is Deuteronomy 28:68, and the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be I can't talk today. Ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go into this word buy, it means redeem or save. No man is going to come over here and beat up Esau, right? Elam could fuck Esau up. Any of these motherfuckers could fuck Esau up. They're not going to come over here and snatch us out of the hands of Esau, because it's prophecy. And this is the Lord's program. So it's going to have to be Yahweh Shai that comes to save and deliver the elect of Israel and continue forth the destruction of Babylon as well as the other places on earth.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai has to fulfill his omen.
Right.
That's it.
You know?
Right.
Real quick, this is Hosea chapter 12 and verse 6. It says, Therefore turn thou to thy power, keep mercy and judgment, and wait on thy God continually.
You see that?
Right.
So we gotta wait on the Lord, man. All right, that's the only. That's the only thing that's gonna be able to move this earth is Yahweh Shem Shai, man. He's the only one that has the power to do anything about us being in our current situation. He put us here, you know. So he has the power to free. He's the one that threw us in. He has the power to free us from it, man. You know, because us trying to take things on our own into our own hands and go about our own means. That's certain destruction for us, man.
We're gonna lose every time.
We've been losing. You know, we don't got a snowball's chance in hell without Yahweh Shem Shai, man. You know, you think the things Esau can do to Elam is bad? Well, shit, he don't even he don't got to use a bomb to take us out. Shit, you know, we've been given into the hand of our enemies, man. You know, and the only protection we have is the fact that we believe in Yahweh Shem Shai. That's what was spoken about in the scriptures, that, you know, hey, all these people are gonna be going through the peril. We was reading this at camp. They shall be hungry and all that, but we gonna be able to eat if we keep our trust and our integrity with Yahweh Shem Shai. You know, so that's the only thing we can lean upon. You know, even though it sounds good, oh, go back over there, everything will be all right. But we gotta wait for the Lord to make that way for us, man.
Therefore, wait ye upon me.
Yep. Go ahead.
Isaiah 51, it says, 51:5, it says, my righteousness is near, my salvation is gone forth, and mine arms shall judge the people. The isles shall wait upon me, and on mine arm shall they trust.
Yep. That arm being Yahweh Shai, man. That arm being the strength, you know, which our strength comes from our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, so it says we gotta wait upon the Lord, man. We have to allow the Heavenly Father to provide that path via our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai, or else it ain't gonna work. You know, that's like trying to put the sticker on a cold plate. You're gonna have to glue that joint down. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't using the glue, it ain't gonna stay, man. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta wait until all the parts is in their proper place. All right, we gotta allow the Lord to make His moves. I know we hasten the day. We want things to pop off, man. We really want Iran to kick some ass. But if Iran gets their ass kicked, so be it, man. You know,
It was written.
I'm gonna read verse 11, Isaiah 51:11. It says, therefore, the Redeemer, excuse me.
Oh, they say He was near too, right? In the verse above.
Yeah, so
like
my righteousness is near.
The righteousness is near. We just gotta hold on. Don't tarry. Wait for it.
That's right.
You know, because this shall surely come to pass. It will not tarry. It may seem, because we're in the very moment, it may seem like it's taking a long time. But soon enough, we're gonna be looking back at this like, damn, that passed by quick. All right. Think about the year of 2012. That seemed like, you know what I'm saying, while you was in 2012, it seemed like it dragged ass. Now that seems so fucking far ago. You know what I'm saying? Which that was over a decade ago, man. You know? 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. That's shit.
2020.
2019 was 7 years ago, man. You know? So, hey, the time really is going by fast. And when this is all said and done, it's going to seem like it happened like that. It's just only because we're right now in the moment, counting the seconds, watching the water boil, that it seems like it's taking a long time, man. You know? Go ahead.
Isaiah 51:11, it says, therefore, the redeemed of Yahweh shall return and come with singing unto Zion, and everlasting joy shall be upon their head. They shall obtain gladness and joy, and sorrow and mourning shall flee away. I, even I, am he that comforteth you. Who art thou that thou shouldest be afraid of a man that shall die, and of the Son of Man which shall be made as grass?
The Lord said He's the one that comforts us. You know, the Lord's the one that comforts us, man. That's why we're comforted right now, seeing things play out over there in the Middle East. That's a comfort for us. For us, that is something that man.
It brings joy to the heart.
We are happy about the things that's happening, man. You know, like for real. This is like me and this brother be talking, man. This is the happiest I felt in a while, bro. It's been a good, because we've been hey, JB catching hell, man. JB catching hell, putting, like, you know what I'm saying, making it really like, man, like, damn, you know,
just going through it,
hey,
whatever,
you know, just
what we're here for, what we signed up for.
It makes you really, really bitter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It makes you really, really bitter, man. But seeing this all play out,
Makes
this,
you a little rough around.
right?
edges.
This has brought in a little bit of the sweetness back to it. Oh, I remember that sweet taste, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we know how close our salvation actually is. We know how close we believe our salvation. And it tells us in I believe Paul wrote it. You know, our salvation is nearer than when we believe, man. Okay, it's extremely close unto us, and it's the Lord that's giving us this comfort, man. You know, while people are being there's people that's out there that's afraid right now. They're really.
Hey,
They're losing. Yeah, they're losing sleep.
Your what it says your sorrow shall return to joy.
Right.
I think that's in Luke, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
But you know, all these things we see coming to pass is turning our sorrow into joy.
Right.
You know, because you know, being in this damn captivity, just the shit we go through, man. But with us seeing that Yahweh-Shai's return is closer and nearer than ever before, hey, that joy, seeing prophecy popping off the page left and right like popcorn, man, it's like you ain't got no choice but to be in a state of joy.
Right.
If you ain't, you tripping.
Right.
You know?
We're watching our enemy start to get his ass whooped.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's making mistakes. You know, he should have been fainting before he threw that.
No.
And
They was doing that Ryan Garcia. Drinking beer during you know what I'm saying? During training. Now, you know what I'm saying? The thing is, Iran been preparing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they showing that they've been in the gym,
right,
putting in work. You know what I'm saying? They had a little sparring session last October.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or was it October?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in October.
Yeah.
It was yeah. October's.
It was
No, it wasn't.
It was the 12-day.
It was
war,
in the
right?
summer. Yeah, it was in the summer. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna find the dates for you.
Yeah, it wasn't October. I don't think so. But that was like a little sparring session, so to say. You know what I'm saying?
It was in June.
June, there we go.
It was in June, 13 to 24 June of 2025.
Yeah, so they was, quick little spar. And now this is the real deal.
Right.
You know?
Right.
The real deal.
And they got caught with a little something.
Yeah.
So now they feeling a little woozy.
Yeah.
So how could we not be excited? How could we not chant this song?
Right.
America ain't got no legs.
America ain't got no legs.
Legs.
And they've been talking shit.
Yeah.
During the weigh-in, they was talking shit.
Big shit.
Pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Taking
talking
swings
shit.
at you.
Hey, who do we watch? We watched T.O. and Shakur, right?
Uh-huh.
T.O. was acting the ass. The whole, during all the telling jokes during the press conferences and shit, man, talking shit. And then got beat up when he was in the ring.
Yeah.
And his partner was telling him too. His dad was saying, hey, you're going to hate yourself tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're going to hate yourself tomorrow, bro.
I got something for you, Dad. Put a slick one on him. Got in his head. Now he's like, fuck.
Right.
Let me see. Was that it on that? No. Okay. Verse 13 it says, "And forgottest the Lord Yahweh thy Maker, that has stretched forth the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth, and hast feared continually every day because of the fury of the oppressor, as if he were ready to destroy.
Right.
And where is the fury of the oppressor? The captive exile hasteneth to that he may be loosed, and that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread should fail." And that's how we feel, man.
We're captive exiles right now. We're exiled from our land. We're not in the land. You know, we've been kicked out of our land. We're by definition exiles from our land, and we're held captive still to this very day. What's that? Baruch 3:8. Yeah. We are yet this day in our captivity. You know, so we're that captive exile that's just waiting for that freedom, man. You know, we pray to Yahweh Shem Yahshai every single day that he comes and delivers us from this hell, man. Because this place is miserable. Being ran by these people, having to be around these fucking people, bro. That shit is golly. It grinds your gears, man. Vanity and vexation of spirit. You know, all day in, day out, man.
Bro, just going into the bathroom after Edomite used it.
Damn. Yeah. Hey, first thing in the morning, you walking in and
man.
they just
Bits of
let loose.
abomination in the bathroom, and it's like as soon as you open the door, it's a big ass fucking bathroom. As soon as you open the door, it's just woo. It's just Esau, just fucking like, man.
Yeah, man.
Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, man. It's
You know?
this life is hell, man.
Yeah, bro.
It's not comfortable, you know. So we are definitely putting our trust in Yahweh Bashim Shai. We're patiently waiting, all right. But while we wait, we also are preparing ourselves, you know, in hopes that we can be acceptable at the return of our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai, man. Hoping that He calls us up as friends, man. Come up hither, you know. Friend, why sit you in this low place, man? Come up high, man. You know. We're hoping that He doesn't say that He doesn't know us, because there's plenty of people that He's gonna tell, man, I don't know you. Like, who the hell is you? You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all was shy, man. Hey, what's up? Hey, man, who the hell is you? I don't want to be told that. Man, that's dreadful, man. That's a scary thought, you know, being told by Yahweh Shai that He doesn't know you. We hope that we're called up by name. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. We're those captive exiles. There's more on this.
No, that was that. We can hit this Ezekiel 38 and then after that.
So,
All right, this is Ezekiel 38 and 5.
Start at 1 through 7.
1. This is Ezekiel 38 and 1. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith Yahweh power, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and
Gog being the Russians. Okay. The land of where you have the ancient Gog would be where so-called Russians are today, and that is I believe ancient Gog was in the regions of like the Caucasus. All right, Georgia, Russia, or Georgia, which is south of Russia. You know. Go ahead.
And
which was classified as Russia underneath the USSR, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
which that whole thing just broke up recently, man. You know, I think in 91 or so, or somewhere around there, 80s and 90s or something.
Hey, and think about it, cause look, Iran. When you go north of Iran, there's only a couple countries that are in between Russia and Iran, and one is Georgia, another is Armenia, and another is Azerbaijan. And Azerbaijan, I believe there was an attack on them, which they say that might be the small hats doing a false flag in Azerbaijan because they want to cause disruption in that region because they want to attack Iran from all angles. Because to the north, you know, pretty much the north west, you got the war going on in Ukraine. All right, and then they border Russia. And then south of Ukraine, you know, you got Crimea and the Black Sea, all right? And then bordering the Black Sea, you got Georgia and also Turkey. And they're trying to get Turkey into that war. So if you can get that region destabilized, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkey, that region there, you know, you got another avenue in which you can try and get up into Iran, you know. But yeah, so modern day Gog would be, you know, the region of pretty much Georgia, Russia, or a little bit north of that. Go ahead, though.
Ezekiel 38 and 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws.
Yeah, so the Most High is turning Russia back to that old Soviet power. You know, that where they you know, with the small hats continuing on doing what they doing, that's gonna cause Putin to just, because he's very, very temperate, and you even got Russian citizens that is criticizing him for pretty much taking so long with bringing that Russian Ukrainian war to an end. You know, but Vladimir Putin is very strategic and a master chess player when it comes to war. All right, now he doesn't want to. You know, you got a lot of Russian-speaking citizens in Ukraine, like Eastern Ukraine and Western Russia, pretty much blend together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't want to just go how the Iranians is doing the small hats in Tel Aviv. They just blowing them niggas to hell, the smithereens, because these ain't our people. That's the devil. You know what I'm saying?
Giving them the Gaza treatment.
The Gaza treatment, yeah. But Putin ain't gonna do that because man, a lot of this Russian citizens, their family members is right there in Ukraine.
They're all the same people.
The same people, just different dialects, so to say.
Right.
You know, somewhat different. You know, so that's the reason why he's doing what he's doing. And plus, you know, he don't want to. A lot of those historic sites and cities and whatnot. His purpose ain't to just destroy them, live with them, or raise them to the ground.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like you could put it, say if Georgia, you know what I'm saying, or Louisiana or something like that was to succeed from the United States, and the United States was to end up in a war conflict with them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people's families still gonna be right there, man.
Yeah.
You know, I know there's a lot of people whose family comes from, you know, especially so-called Negroes, right? A lot of their family come from Georgia, Mississippi, you know what I'm saying, Louisiana, so on and so forth, man. You know, to where like they would never just go and try to just raise it to the ground because that land they'll still consider that land their land to a certain extent.
The roots.
You know.
The roots.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Walt.
Back in Ezekiel 38:4, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields.
Yeah, hey, look at bucklers and shields, all these missile defense systems, you know, all these hypersonic missiles and you know, we ain't seen nothing yet. You know, so God, when he comes with the homies, they coming with some shit. You know what I'm saying? You see what the little homie Iran got a hypersonic missile that can't shit stop that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine what Russia got.
Damn.
You know,
Making
Russia got. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, making the U.S. Shaking their boots. Like,
Yeah.
Oh shit, we been fucking up.
Yeah. Russia got their ICBMs got some shit to where they can evade missile defense systems. As far as they can pretty much navigate around that shit. What I want to say is kind of like what's it, autonomous.
Yep.
You know, to a certain degree. Where
All of them handling swords, Persia, Ethiopia.
all right, Persia, which is Iran. Okay.
Ethiopia and Libya with them.
Which
all of
Ethiopia and Libya is in Africa. You know.
Yep.
All of them with shields and helmets.
Yep. Whatever defense mechanisms they got. You know.
Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah.
Which Gomer is Turkey. All right, and you see they trying to get Turkey into World War III.
They really trying to draw Turkey out.
Yeah.
You know.
And Togarmah is Armenia, and that's one of the. It's like I said, it's right underneath Georgia, Russia.
Yeah.
All right. So literally Armenia it borders northwest Iran. All right. What borders northwest Iran is Armenia and Azerbaijan. All right. And then, you know, you got Iraq to the west, and then Turkey. They share a border with Turkey as well. So you got, man, a couple countries that border Iran to the north and to the northwest. You know, west, northwest, and west. I mean, west, northwest, and north.
And again, that speaks to the size of Iran to have that many countries that's bordering it and surrounding it.
Yeah.
And that's up there past the Black Sea, Gomer.
Turkey.
Yeah. Well, Turkey is south of the Black Sea.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about? What? Georgia?
No, just Gomer. I'm looking at this ancient map.
Oh yeah.
It's got Magog up there by the Caspian Sea.
Yeah. That's that's where Magog is at.
Yeah.
Up there by Georgia, Russia.
Okay, back in
Verse
6, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah.
All right, Gomer, Turkey, like we said, Togarmah, which is Armenia and Georgia and Azerbaijan. That's that region. Okay.
Of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
All right. So it's the duty of Russia, of Gog, to be a guard unto all those nations that was just mentioned.
Right.
So at some point in time, Persia is gonna need assistance from Gog.
Right.
All right. But World War III. So Persia, being Iran, being Elam, is mentioned in the scriptures. Dealing with the end time prophecy, and we are in the end.
Right.
But those Persians are ancient people. They ain't just gonna lay down and let you run over them like that.
They ain't about to just roll over.
And they didn't roll over when the Greeks came.
Right.
They gave them niggas hell, man.
Yeah, they made them fight for it.
Yeah.
You don't have to fight for that dominance, man.
Yeah. Yep. So.
And even with that, it's not as if the Greeks was able to just completely destroy them and wipe them out to where they're not even a factor.
Yeah.
You see?
The brother got anything?
Nah, I was looking into something, but it's a little leaky. I don't think it's all that.
You got anything to work? Hey, so with that, man, we just wanted to go into a little bit of history dealing with Iran and how, they go back to the Persians, which go back to Elam. All right, so when they first started ruling in 3200 BCE, they ruled under Elam, which was the first son of Sheth. All right, or Sheth. What am I talking about? Shem. The first
Chef.
son of Shem.
You know what? I heard you say chef, and in my head something was like, that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't quite put my finger on it. I was like, something ain't right about.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like going through the little mental
Check,
Rolodex
yeah.
to figure out what it was. But then when you was like, Shem, I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the first son of Shem being Elam, and that's what they ruled under. They ruled under Elam before they even were known as Persians.
Right.
It's a white boy nickname.
Yeah,
Right.
man. Yep. Iran. Right.
And then the other because it's not just Iran that's the Elamites as well. There's other countries. Iraq is Elamites. India.
Iraq is them is the Sanders.
Iraq.
Them is Arabs.
Oh,
Saudi?
I don't know.
India is Elamites.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pakistan is Elamites. You know what I'm saying?
Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Paul.
There's Elam, that region has quite a few Elamites, but one of the most prominent ones is the Persians. You know what I'm saying? Which you see them bossing up on everybody around the region. Who wants some? And everybody, all of them over there.
You want some too, old man?
They everybody over there is trying to distance themselves, man. We don't they don't want the problems. They know that them niggas is crazy.
Nigga, we gonna pull up on you with this hypersonic.
Them niggas
You ain't
will
gonna
shoot
know
off.
it hit you.
Yeah, them niggas gonna.
Encourages
We
like
get-
you want us to do what?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
curse is like, hold on, y'all. I don't
We
even
cool,
trust y'all. I don't even
Yeah.
trust y'all.
Yeah.
You know.
So, Lord willing, we pray that was edifying.
Didn't Scott Ritter call him saying niggas?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
said
yeah. He
saying
called. He
niggas,
said he
yeah.
called him saying nigga. Yeah, what the?
Nigga, you can't say that, nigga.
Hey, man, the apostle said he
Jake
can
or
be Jake.
not?
They said he can be Jake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jake or not, it doesn't matter. You can't be saying that, nigga. With
Like
that
for
skin,
that.
with that
Yeah,
skin
yeah,
color,
yeah.
nigga. You better get your melanin back if you Jake. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
But we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Kodash.
Double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well. Salutations to the sincere, hopeful elect. I can push the word of Yahweh Shemel, shine, spirit, and truth. Till next time, shalom.
Damn.
Like, it was like, do you practice that shit in the mirror or something, nigga?